Hello, my name is Isolese, or Caffeine and Misery, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of an update on the Destined one of Exceedance Impauldio. With BT-05, I got a couple of new cards, so there's a couple of small changes to the deck, nothing huge, no major changes. So this is going to be a pretty quick overview of my new ratios. I'm not going to be going as in-depth as my last one, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. Obviously, for Impauldio, you are on the original ride line. The grade 1 that you reveal the Impauldio from my deck, so you can get the system code Exceed, your order that lets you have the automod gauge, so you can upgrade your Vanguard, kinda. Every time you take a damage, it gets 5 if it's not a trigger, up until the 4th automod. Then you get 5k, and you put a new automod in from drop. The grade 2, that when it's rode upon by Impauldio, you put the top card of your automod gauge in, or the top card of your deck into automod, and then take a card from automod, put it into hand. And then Impauldio himself, who once per turn, counterblast 1, you take a card from drop, put it in an automod, check the top 5 cards of your deck, and call a unit from the top 5 with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard. And you gain the skill that all of your front row units get plus 5k for every 2 of your automod gauges. Preferably, you're trying to ramp that up really fast, but you need to balance out the damage that you're using up. Let me pull this forward. For grade 3s, I'm actually only on 2 now. Elbard X Striker has been taken out. It may come back in, though, depending on formats, and if I think the Soul rebuild is very useful. So I'm on 3 copies of the Persona Ride, and then 4 copies of Skyleap Conversion Vinstar, who has 3 thresholds for your automod gauge. At 2, he gains 5k. At 4, he can use a skill for a counterblast to when he swings, as long as no other rear guard has gotten drive checks that turn, he can perform drive checks. He gets drive -1, and at 8, his drive cannot be reduced. So once you have 8 automod gauges, he's 2 drive checks. For grade 2s, I'm still on 4 copies of Nebula Invoke. It's either a 15 or 25k beater before Persona Ride and the automod buff, and it's a 20k guard. Still on 4 copies of Panspermia because you do have a new use for your energy, actually, but the draw is still incredibly useful on guard and when riding up. Keeping up hand size is important. And the ability to search out your Skyleap Conversion Vinstar, incredibly helpful. I'm down to 2 copies of Parentai Dragon. I'm still on him because the Soul Blast 1, draw 1, discard is still incredibly helpful for building up your drop so that you have targets for automod, but he's not nearly as important anymore, and because you have more ways to make sure you're seeing him. And of course, I'm on 1 copy of Fluctuate 8, Buster Barrage. I'm thinking of upping this to 2 personally, but I'm not sure yet. Now for the grade 1s, we have the main new addition to the deck, the Headway Router Dragon. And when he's placed on rearguard circle, sorry, got a little something caught in my throat. When he's placed on rearguard circle, well, if you have an automod gauge for Energy Blast 3, you get to check the top 5 cards of your deck and call the unit from its rear. And when he boosts, if you have 5 or more automod gauges for a Soul Blast, he gets to be a 13k booster. He builds up your drop, and you can do it. He builds up your drop all right, and he's digging your deck further, and the deck thinning is more important, especially with how many combo pieces as you want to see. And he's also energy. He also uses energy instead, so some of the other options people were using before him, the Keter Brant, that uses a counterblast that was conflicting. He doesn't conflict on his own, and he lets you build up a board a lot faster alongside Impauldio. For the grade 1s, I'm still on 4 copies of Baldreed, who at the end of the battle it boosts. As long as you have the set order, you can put into Soul to check the top 5 for either grade 2 or greater unit or a set order, so you're always searching for your Venstars, your Persona Rides, Nebulas. You got a lot of good targets. And then lastly, for actual rear guards, I'm on 4 copies of Bubble Mine. Pretty standard. Everyone knows Bubble Mine. At the end of the battle it boosts, it goes to soul and countercharges 1 as long as you have a set order. Obviously, 4 perfect guards. And then for my trigger lineup, I'm on 7 criticals, 4 fronts, 4 heals, and the OT. Like I said, this is going to be a shorter one because I'm not going as in depth. I just wanted to quickly give a little update video on the list with the new support. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know, it's YouTube. You do the things like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Ciao.